Paenga o le tio wake tarifolau. Ai whakawhehokotaki anga o e tonga I he kolope. This is Radio Wake Tarifolau, where Tongans can connect globally.
Maria ho eki pe malo lele e tonga ko to pe paenga le tio wake tai flau ko e hoa ko ni te tau wakai ai ki he vainga ko ni pe ko e fe auhi basketball netball fa ko Australia pe ko e lo tonga ni tau afisi pe a motonga.
Will stand aside as Fiji take the penalty shot.
Okay, left will call for an obstruction the goal defence, so it's an advantage goal.
4 goals behind Fiji. Can they make it 3? Caitlin Fisher not exactly ready for that pass.
And there wasn't enough on it to quite get there, so the goal attacker, Missy Rakula, really needs to push that pass a lot harder and into an attacker that's coming into space, but doesn't deter the goal from happening from the goal shooter, Matilda Wadia.
Behind by 3 Fiji. There's a breaking call. Yes, it's a breaking call on Fiji for that centre pass. So now Tonga just given a little bit extra room as they head towards their post. Hansen. Bullied a bit by the Fiji captain.
Oh, Emma Moilovu comes up, but then just throws that ball away. It's that adrenaline after a rebound that you just need to take a little breath. Make sure that you can see your partner in the tag and then let it go.
I think it's easy to get lost in the moment here, especially as the crowd gets up and cheers you. And you just think, I've got to get rid of it instead of really assessing the options that you've got.
Absolutely. Emma will be internally berating herself for that pass. Every goal is going to count in this last 6 minutes of play.
Fiji playing it patient. Thea comes out as a bit of a lifeline. She finds Fisher on the edge and shooter to shooter. Fiji starting to find some momentum. They were a little bit late to the party today. Of course, going goal for goal in that opening quarter.
Very nice to see the Fijian attackers just moving that ball around calmly. Emma Moilovu, she did get the ball away this time after the turnover patiently. Although Fisher, again, wasn't expecting that pass just straight into her.
I think it's hard too because Fisher hasn't been present for some of the games this week.
That's
so
right.
you'd be slow on the uptake with what they're expecting on court. Sophia down low. A great challenge from Violetti. But Fiji carry on.
Both goal defensive start positions there on that 3 feet
Kai
were quite low and tight. The umpire was pretty sure he was going to blow that whistle and he did. So maybe Fiji can capitalise on that.
Sydney, Australia.
With an opportunity here to just get one behind. Stepping up. Lucia Vapula takes Fiji to 23.
Maunga really found Rusivakula nicely on that back passage of play there. Ball placement. Moana Leatak Akapala just moving that ball up for a set.
Tonga a bit flat-footed, unsure what's going to happen next in this passage of play, and Pallavi says, give me the ball, I'm going to bring some order to this attacking line. Puts the ball up, takes Tonga back out by 2, 25-23. Little tip, deflected out of court by Veve. She's dangerous.
She's everywhere, isn't she?
The thorn in Fiji's side so far today.
So just being tighter on those angles, protecting the ball through those passages as the feeders move it through just to keep Veve on the outside.
So trying to push her wide as much as possible.
Or they need to stay on the inside or at least be able to draw her away from the ball placement.
It doesn't help that it looks like Fisher isn't 100% and she's up against one of Tonga's best players.
They almost need to send a flare up to distract her at this point.
Kai minyo kwa fa fisika wanima atonga koe grand final eni ai tau koe net polo I Australia. Sydney, Australia.
Gets it.
I'm sure Veve's 2 young sons will be watching on, very proud of their mother. Okafalau, no good with the pass. Sorry, Tonga ball from the opposite side of the court. Okafalau now with ball in hand. Vevi driving to the top of the circle. Hanson wasn't picking up what she was putting down and the ball spills over the back line.
Goal defence for Fiji.
Little touch from Fiji, sees the ball back with
listening gear, he got a little hand into that one, so I think Kate Wright certainly saw that, even though they were appealing it.
Pallavi sticks her hands up just at the right moment to pluck the ball out of the air. And all of a sudden, Tonga with an opportunity to go 4 out. Here's Pallavi on that baseline. She takes them out by 4. And Fiji were within 2 and had all the momentum. So what's happening for them here?
I think there's just been a couple of misfires in this attack end. We've had a ball on a hard turnover that was hotly contested by Emma Malovli and she wasn't able to get that pass out. So, I mean, that's 3 just there. So, and then there was the centre pass throwaway. Again, it's around that concentration, having the patience, making sure that they're supporting each other. Strong hands to ball.
And here's an opportunity for Fiji.
Let's see how they go with their transition, Britt, bringing it through.
Going from the baseline, defence has space. Here we go. This is a better showing from Fiji. And the circle edge. Sophia.
Nice work by the Fijian feeders. Credit to the defenders to bring that ball through. We're there for that shot. That was a team effort.
Well, Vafia did a good job because Narangi actually gave it to her when she had 2 defenders on her. Whereas Russia was on her own.
Topai Alep will just come flying through for that one. She didn't hesitate.
She's all limbs. Some beautiful aerial skills on show with both of these teams.
Quick passage of play by the feeders. Good hands.
Less than a minute 30 till half-time. Tonga currently in front by 3, 29-26. What can they do with it here? The edge of the circle,
The wing defence
Hansen.
of Fiji, their Brett just needs to work harder to go with Akafalo on those releases, and she needs to really drop back with her footwork as hard as she can into that pocket on the wing, and she's going to shut down that feed to the shooters for Tonga.
Wing defence, wing attack for Fiji, just sharing it here. Out came goal defence for Tonga. Fiji with an opportunity.
Haronga now gets a second opportunity on that pass off, and she does. Rusivakula called for stepping. Goal attack for Fiji.
It's a bit of a coach killer. Fiji behind by 4.
Valia had a crack and he's called on the contact.
30
Fiji's
seconds.
just setting up a quick zone.
30 seconds left to play. Can Tonga take themselves back out by another goal?
Goal defence of Fiji. Melissa Ngiri getting a hand to that. The ball went flying out. There's a lot of pace on these passes.
Throw in from Okafalau. Hansen finds Pallavi, and that was far too easy on the feed. Pallavi's missed the shot though. Fijian captain stands up in a big moment. They're not going to be able to score here because it's just seconds left on the clock, but she prevents Tonga from scoring again, and it's a crucial moment as they head into halftime to make sure that they're still asserting their dominance on the game. Tonga 30, Fiji 26.
Ko e halftime yani, te malolo e ne timi. E halftime. Ko ia, ko osi, time si be me hente tau toi hoko atu ke konga hono wa. Konga hono wa.
Samsung Galaxy Flip Set pe S21 pe koe pane pa anga ua ngia hui uti kotoa pe. Ki hao whainga maari ki kuna pe ke ngā
Kena o
ake
tā
ki
nima
Digital
mo tā
International
i e
App
pate
pe koe Digital
Pacebolo.
Internet.
O ka pau ko tau nima a ho whanau pe toi lahiange, whakapapau i o kuhu malu i COVID i taha hiva, kane ma ue tau ataina mo e fia i he kuanga fo o koeni. Koe huhu malu i COVID i taha hiva, o kune malu i ki tau tolu me i he puke lahi. Kia doi whakaikiki, whehu i lewa ke kau ngā aue o e potu ngā aue mo ui o Amerikani. Kumire wahawhai anga huhu COVID i taha hiva o whitaha ki a koe i he website www.vaccines.gov. Koe whanaono ngoeni me potu ngā aue mo ui pea moe tokanga i kina e kakai o Amerikani.
Alasi ile puha ko e pumana ia. Kata mua mai waka o mateki a koe, kua ke mateo teo nai?
Pele hongoni, na whawhalala peki o tuputupu lea whanua.
Me puha, le o ke pehete ulawa tuputupu le whanua ke ngangana hi whapaanga ki whai a koputu, mawe ke utoho ma whai mana ia hadai ni.
Ie, ko osi ki wheho o iwi whaimana.
Alasi o mātua, ko au mau i kiskis whewhine, koe kure atu mei pulotu, o te moho haa, he kuiai e whaunga ki tokoni atu ki homo tuunga ma teu o ka hoko mai a mate. Ko Lincoln Heritage Funeral Advances, e lava ke ai ha mo malu i putu. Ko malu i putu o ku lava ke malu i ha whewhine pe tangata, pe ku sise i hifo mono tau motua i he tau waunima. O ku ne lava malu i ha taha pe o kai mau ene pepa, pe o kai ha ene whika ngā ue. O kui kai whuka ke whia mau hasiri mo i lelei. Te tau lava pe o whakafonu i he telefoni pe i kai whia mau, te tau toi whi tau laki. Koe whai ngofua, mawe pe o ku pau whuki he o ka hoka mai e mate. I loto i he hoa e ua wha, e hoa i aho o paanga malui, i ho account, pe a ke nonga mo e whia mari, pe to e nonga whuki mo ho whanau, mo toi ngai whamiri. Koia, tuku ai ke pea mo tā ke whika telefoni. Ona ni manoa, tolu noa fitu ni mini mataha. Pe koe whika telefoni a ane pasina. Ona ni manoa, malu tolu wha fitu.
Oia we, kua ongo ki puloto e ku ta e matete.
Iyo, koe whakamore whaoski o mo ui o ki o awhini mā pē. Tā lewa ke whika telefoni, ono ni manoa walu tolu wha fitu, ke koe ono ni manoa tolu noa fitu nime ta haki whakaikiki, he kua ose taimia tuputupu le whanua. O kwhie mauia, ke mateu teu e toko taha kotoa, o ka hoko mai a mate ki o tau whamiri.
Siwa mai taimi Samoa.
Hoi ki mo ka inga tonga i kale. O kuke fie mauna i hauke ha moa o iloa ko ie vai pe ie ini. Awa, ko ne pepe ini o kune whakamahino mai ai au iki ai kieni pe a koe mate lalanga seuke. Hange ian e lalanga ka misini kako eni. Koe si nima amo pe si ngai fae me ha amoa. O kumao hene sa iskeke ika ingata pe i au kako lahi o kie. Tā mai lewa ki hoko pe atoe putu. Pe whakatau hao kie ke laulo tahai ho foi pere i kare. Fika telefoni, valu noa valu, whani mafitu ono wha hiva ono. Valu noa valu, whani mafitu ono wha hiva ono. Koe Lotaki Enterprise ia. Lolo tonga ne halftime ai tau ko ia afisi pe mo tonga ai au whahoko ni pe a me sene Australia ko grand final ni o whahoko ko ia i he fiafini pe tau o mai ai ata ko ni pe mo video ko ni me he Netball Australia television pe a ko ia o me kainga ko tau taitarian ke konga honoa e whiau hi ko ia i netball o ku grand final ai pe tau lahi ai a fisi pe a motonga i he Howania me sene Australia. Satana fakala no elelo mana fotu mai kata situ akai kaanga satana fakala no elelo mana fotu mai kata situ akai kaanga satana take satana aunu tuinga mala satana aunu take satana aunu tuinga mala satana ngutulau kai teke no komau o helwe ule whanau ka whakatupu mau satana ngakori no whapehe telefoni ke whai pesi ono foni ki he kakai o kumo koe ta whake e kau pōpō koe a pia mei fisi e a koe ni koe lue mai ene a kau wainga ki he tu honoa ko nga honoa ni whiau hi netball grand final ai a ko fisi pea motonga tau paspasi ko toa tau timi ko tonga e nao kuhu mai ko ni ko tui peo kumo wakai atu peo kutolahi tau whamiri mo tau whakamonu ia ai teu ko ni ke nao tu honoa ko nga honoa ni pea ko grand final a fisi pea motonga pe au henu whahoko ia I sene Australia.
Satana, Satana, oh take Satana, Satana, oh doing a malo, Satana, 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 Satana fight.
You gave me all that when you said you're doing well, it'll be all I had, and that's just been like hell, 'cause I'm only thinking that you ain't rest. But I never thought you'd forget me so fast. I'm always for you. Kai atake fofola e fala aula vea tu ke kaveina ai foae moho tala iwe vai foae ke tatu oala.
United Kingdom of Four. E tau mua ngāwe ki whakaivia ai ngahi whamili e wāhenga foa. I tau lele iange ai tau ngā whakako. Mo ui haisini hange koe tauhi e ngahi aporo e maa. O ngā whakaekonomika o hange koe whakatupulaki e mau anga ngāwe. O aki ngāwe I whalehanga, o kanga, ātai. O mauto e rau kawe I whoki ai maho inga ke iai hapalani ngāwe I hoko koe whalala anga I whanonga anga o e moui. E tau mo mataha, piki hama ka e vai manawa. Wātolo aki whakalaka ke tūloa e ke kai mo inu ai tau tangata o e tau tangata o e wāhinga whoa. O mautu o pā ke whai o mautu o ingata e le leifalu fua a koe moao o e tangata I whanua o whoa. Pāpāpātu United Kingdom of Four.
Little surprise up Tonga's sleeve. But yeah, I feel like it is, because if she came out with that tag on, could you imagine what the crowd would have done? So I think watching this moment now, and a very special moment for Claire in particular to represent her country. Here she goes. She's taking that shirt off. The crowd haven't identified it just yet, but yes, they have now. Here they go.
Little surprise for Fiji, who have got some changes of their own. Although they might be playing a bit coy as well, because they've got a few players with bibs on.
They are in the titles huddle. I have seen all tournament. They haven't taken the court yet. Once those umpires go across, they will only have 10 seconds. Here they come. Very calmly.
And no changes to their side. They're fooling us a little bit. Some of the players on the bench have got bibs on, ready to come on in the mid-court. And here we are with Veve, ball in hand.
Exciting.
First centre pass of the third quarter. They're out by 4, Tonga. You're right. This is so exciting, Margie. Currently leading 30-26. The red side heading towards the left-hand side of your screen. Red and white, those dresses for Tonga, and black and white for Fiji if you're just tuning in.
Navui just tried to get an arm to that one and roll it across. Umpire James Matthews said no, so penalties taken there.
Right in front, Hansen with the jumping set up for the shot.
Alaga kaya taha ki he wāno afisi. Taha Tonga ki wāno
G
afisi.
stuck for that second phase as they try to push into the goal third.
Mangiri just having a second look at who she was offloading to. Goal defensive Fiji.
Beautiful work by Rusia Vakula. The ball's been brought back to the top of the circle. Caitlin Fisher. Wing attack calling for it in the pocket. Here they go. They complete the triangle. The goal attack. Offloading now to Vafia. And Fiji. Pick 27.
Tau Marie, ni wafitu e kai e taimina fisi ke tau taha Tonga.
Go with them.
Mali e Tonga.
Another goal for Tonga just to settle those nerves. Coming out from halftime, sometimes it's a whole new game, isn't it? I mean, you take that big break, both teams get a chance to reset, so you really have to treat the third quarter almost like your first quarter all over again.
Absolutely. Here's Claire's first defensive pressure. Goal from Bodia. The crowd are just delighted to see Claire in that red dress for Tonga. Caitlin Fisher, centre for Fiji, offloaded it back to Navui. Back with the ball now, passing it to Namungu. Oh, we're there at the top of the circle, the shooter. Musi Vakula goal attack asking for ball. Oh, the ball, it looked confident, but just popped back out. A little bit too much on it. They get the feed. Goal defence. Kotai Lepo just called on a penalty pass or shot. Sivakula fed it off to get herself closer to the post and succeeds in getting the goal.
Veve getting off Tonga's centre pass here. Looking to work backwards. Okafolau almost covered on that lead. It's a great contest for those mid-quarters. And Pallavi, mid-range, lines it up, fires it inside. Takes Tonga to 34. Fiji currently 29. Oh, a little push in the back.
Mullinga did really well to land that contact.
A lot of talk being done in the stands. The Thea has her hand up.
Oh,
has to recollect it here. There's a foot race.
Dribbled away.
And the penalty, she'll just give it to her, say, I've done enough. You can take it.
How will they manage to pull that ball in? She had 3 red dresses on top of her.
Going long into that pocket. Oh, Veve might have been offside then. First missed by the umpire.
Line was close, wasn't she? Foot was right on it. Pallavi made sure she got the shot.
Yes, Tony Mackay, DONOT.
Fisher working back off the centre pass, going long.
There's a roll on Bodia. Oh, she wasn't able to pull that one in. The pressure from Claire Longy, her footwork and pace under that ball just made Bodia have to move early.
We've talked Longy up a fair bit, but just to give you some background, she is obviously doing tremendous work in the Australian pathways and the New South Wales pathways, and her goal is to play for the Diamonds, and she has listed here hopefully one day for Tonga. Today is that day.
It is, absolutely. It's a tick.
And so we were talking about this yesterday, weren't we, Marge, that these players, if they're in Australia or New Zealand and are through those pathways, they can actually potentially, I know you're nervous as you're watching this on, Pallavi, big air ball over the back line. They can potentially play for 2 countries if there's enough time in between.
Yeah, that's true. So there is a bit of a period of rest between the two. So they do get an opportunity to play if they wish between 2. It hasn't happened a lot, but it has happened. Certainly Claire must be very happy and relishing every moment right now that she's doing this in New South Wales, in Australia, playing for her heritage so proudly, and having her family here in the crowd watching her. It's just a very special moment for her to be able to do this and achieve it.
And I think that's such an amazing thing too, that, you know, a lot of these players will have parents from different nations and they're able to represent both of them if they choose to, and are able to through, of course, the respective pathways. But yeah, being able to represent all aspects of your culture is amazing.
Correct. That was just an easy passage of play there we just saw from the Tongans. Navui just overloaded that first ball off the centre pass with Luana Akafolau, and it just allowed the Tongans to get right down through that middle channel straight into Pallavi for the goal. Can Fiji respond to this off their centre pass? Yes. Almost mirrored it right back. One extra pass off Lucy Vakula goal attack to Wadia under the post.
There's a change for Fiji. The captain has got a little limp in her step, so Ningiri's going to head off.
Goal defence that's come on now is Siriana Morangi. And they turned over the ball straight away. Welcome to the court. I'll have that, thank you very much. Oh, that ball just being sprayed a bit from Siriana Morangi, and that's those moments where the nerves are coming on. Yes, she's touched and turned a ball over, but just that pass placement on the transition didn't come away.
And so she's directing her fellow wing defence to try and help her set up more of a zone with their defence. And
mid-court zone's broken now, so they need to man back up quickly, shut space down. Weren't able to do it. Luana Akapalau found Hansen really quite easily there on that circle edge.
And that's the danger when that doesn't work and everyone's on board with the one plan, because Okafalau was free and able to roam them. There's a bib that's come off.
Whose is it?
Nawangi. It's not often the front one that comes off, it's usually the back. I think she's clipped it with the ball. Tough contest from Ayongi. Pulled up this time by the umpire. Now, Rusia Vakula nails the shot. Fiji within 4.
Nice to see some confidence there from young Maliana. Oh! Navui turning over her first ball of the tournament. 3 feet on Luana Akapalau. They need to retain this possession.
Smart work from the feeders, just waiting for that full 3 seconds to decide which is the best shooter to give. Unfortunately, they can't convert the goal, and you can see the frustration from Fiji.
Zone up again from Team Fiji.
Oh. Ball into the face.
Carl Tailipu just having a look at the umpire for the call, but the whistle already went. There's Navui again having another go.
Very, very hard onto circle edge, and the outside hand from Maluvu just taps it out of court. Veve looking in. Hansen stuck for an option, 3 seconds ticking, and you can see the panic, but it does end up with Pallavi. She waits for both defenders to drop down, so she has a clear vision of the net. Edging towards 40 Tonga. They lead Fiji 39-34. Midway through this quarter.
Nice baseline drive there from Motilla Vavia. Oh, miraculously, Fiji comes back with the ball.
Right place, right time for Rusia Vakula. You've got to be in it to win it, though.
Absolutely.
Not all of that is luck. Still right under the post and ready for a ball if it popped into her lap, which it did. Veve now with the ball for Tonga. Pallavi turning. Missed shot. Fiji can't contain the rebound. Still, they're putting pressure on these Tongan shooters. Hansen to Okafalau. The 1-2 gets her where she needs to be for the shot. And Tonga hit 40.
Fiji need to respond now, Britt, if they're going to turn ball over from Tonga. They can't allow the run on the next set to happen.
We're into the final 5 minutes of the third quarter. This game is just flying past.
Umpire Kate Wright just stopping play there and advancing the penalty.
So that's a warning that's been given.
Nice calm shot there from Rusi Rakula. Even with the arm of Claire Yongi right over the top of her.
Fiji need
There's
turnover
footwork.
here.
No, let it go.
Step and go unmissed. Yeah. Easier for us on this side of the court.
That's right.
We can see it right away. Top of the circle now, Veve. Into the bread basket. Pallavi.
Yeah. Pallavi had set that one up from last week, and Emma Muluvu didn't move around. She was sitting behind all the time, and that was a really quite easy access ball for her. Doesn't stop Luana Akafolau from giving her a hard-paced ball, though. And here comes Tonga again. On a hell ball.
What would you like to see from Luvu then? More footwork? Because she's hanging behind again now.
She really needs to cut her strides down, get off that body. Don't let Pallavi find her, which she's doing. She's very much dictating that circle. It needs to shift. Emma Luvu needs to move really hard with her footwork. Make sure she's not squared a ball, which she's getting caught for. But Pallavi on a footwork call there from the shooter sees Fiji with the ball, and goal defence from Fiji. Morangi did exactly the same thing. I think we all just need to take a little breath here.
Fiji throwing themselves at the ball. You're right, a big deep breath for both teams I think is needed. And that's what they're going to get here. Possession call, so Luvu doesn't have to stand out of play. Tonga, they're lifting.
Great to see Marie Hansen, the goal attack from Tonga, injecting herself into the game. She's really not afraid to step up into that front space and be present to the feeders.
Both shooters just running away at the wrong time, and so there was no one presenting for the pass. Here we go, Mafia standing up in a big moment. Very reliable. Pallavi takes it like a gift overhead, stands up tall, delivers the shot. Tonga hit 44. Time called by the umpire with a change coming for Fiji. Wing attack.
Noluni is coming on at the wing attack position. Anna Nonge, the wing attack from Fiji, going to the bench. Let's see if this change is the injection Team Fiji needed.
Royal Linney going long.
It's open.
Bouncing down. Mathia stands tall. Delivers.
It's 5 in a row for Matilda Wathia from Team Fiji, the goal shooter.
When you're in a position like this, currently 6 goals down Fiji Margie, you need a player like Wathia to stand up and really direct what's happening for Fiji so that they don't get caught up in that chaos.
Absolutely.
Hansen turning and shooting.
There's that presence you were talking about before, just making sure that she's in front. She's not afraid to be there and be the first option as opposed to the second from Pallavi. Claire Longy coming out. Read that beautifully.
What a moment. She's waiting her time to come out for a flyer. Can they convert Iongi's efforts? Oh, straight into the hands of Fiji, but a penalty will help out Tonga here. They maintain their possession. Okafulau edge of the circle finds Pallavi. A contest in the air. Both defenders out of play. You can see Hansen just setting herself up for the rebound if needed. And within the final minute, Tonga still in front, 46-38.
And that's Pallavi's 5 in a row as well. She's only missed 1 in between, though, her sets, so she's been very consistent this game.
A chance for Tonga to go back-to-back here. It was Fiji's centre they converted before, and Pallavi's just winning that contest between Mualuvu and Pallavi every day of the week. Yeah. She's got more movement happening. She's anticipating and directing what's happening in that circle. And Fiji just lacking a little bit of punch in their defence at the moment. The shooting ends, still firing though. Wathia steady for Fiji under the net.
Well, flying start from Veve, puts a foot down. Called for a stepping by umpire Kate Wright. She did come in hot on that one.
That'll be all she wrote for the third quarter. Tonga leading Fiji 47-39, out by 8 goals now. So that was a 4-goal win in that third quarter for Tonga.
Ko e ngolele nia pea mei ke hulu live I he ata mei he painga o e radio vake tarifolau. O koke fie mao ke live ha polo kalama I he ata. I ha whahinga kātoanga pe ka ui kai ke malawa. Fe nai ka paweni o koke whakaamo ke whakauato ke hao whamiri, maheni, pe koe kāinga. Ko omong se vani ti eni ko I heni ke si tau anga maa ki mau tolu. Ko mau tuku pā I whoki, ke mau whaios kia verenga ho mau tūku ingata ke live atu I he ata I hao whahinga kātoanga pe. Pe akuanga pe heni le vaia, ka kuke fie maweni ke antalelei, maa pe amo whaafo ofa, kai mea te pu foki a ene pe se te deau a hono sum, pe a toi vilohi ke whetapaki mongingila ho asi. O ku malawa kotoa ia he whaita koia I he ata, me he paenga le tio wā ke tarifolau. O wana ngalo foki, he ko mau tuku pae ki mau tolu, ke mamatai ai lauafe ki he toko mano I he opolo kalama. O ku ikai koe na pe, ka ke manatu, o ku live ke mea ki ai tonga kotoa pe, me I hatapa pe o e kolo pe, I he taimita tau pe o ku hokoi ho o kātoa ngā. Eo, koe haa ku ke toe tatari ai, he koe totongi, o ku mātua ki saute whāware vare mo oni, pe a mo oni ai lau, o ku toe pe ata pe a mo kristahi ke tau wau ki ai. Ko iai whituta ki mai rewa koe ke whika telefoni koe ono ni manoa, valvalu hiwa noa valu hiwa wha, pe koe ono ni manoa tolu noa fitu nima taha, ki ono ngahi whakaiki iki. Whatonga iange ke mau whika telefonia e ono ni manoa, valvalu hiwa noa valu hiwa wha, pe koe ono ni manoa tolu noa fitu nima taha, ka mau pāking ta ofia tu ki ai. Malo apito, pe a mege hulu live ata ai radio va ke tarifolau.
Tolu, to ni ai tu fasi ni tu hono fa aia o te ke tau hoko at ke ai e tau ko ia afisi pe a motonga I Australia.
But I never thought you'd forget me so fast. I'm always for you.
Ko e maketi ki whale nofo anga mo e whale nofo totongi o ku tō lalo au pito. Pea kua to e to o foki, mo e lao nene ta ofi a hono tūri hataha me hano nofo anga. Ko ki tau tolu, o ku tau fie ma o whale nofo totongi, pe fie ma o ke whakatau hatau api, o ku kei fie ma o ke tau malawa, o whakahoko eni, o i kai ha whiriwhiri mānako. Hange ko e ni, o ka pau ke whaingata ia me COVID-19, pe ko hoa mea whanua kehe, pe koe toko taha koe o ku ke kiri melo, o ku ke iai pe aho to tonu, ki ha whale nofo anga ke fie ai. O ka pau lewa au ke lotonga kumi ha whale nofo totongi, o pe whakatau.
Holding on to possession as it's spun in her hands. Fiji can score first in this quarter. It will be a big statement. Try and dictate some of the momentum back. Ayongi wants a piece of it, pulled up by the umpire just a little bit too close. And so obstruction will see her stand at the top of the circle. For Thea, a big moment for her. Fiji hit 40, they're behind by 7. And it's Tonga's turn with the ball. Pallavi with front space, dictating where she wants it. Oh, firing it inside.
Drained that one.
She's got a hot hand. She's not afraid to use it.
Nice little offload from Wilson Vakula, the goal attack to Caitlin Fisher.
Rollini, hard and direct with the feed. Oh, teasing us. The ball heads round the rim. Another goal for Fiji. The captain's back on court. Ningri. Back into that goal defensive position.
She got a little bit of treatment before on the bed on her knee. We saw her leave the game earlier. She's certainly back out there now, which is good for Fiji.
One here by Tonga. Give it straight to Fiji. There's a foot race for Thea. Does she win it? She keeps it in play but gives it straight back to Tonga, and it's chaos personified. Oh, one here almost by Roalini, and it will be Tonga.
Roalini came absolutely cracking back at that one as well. What a contesting for ball action we've just seen.
Pallavi doesn't want to waste a second. Tonga hit 50. Out by 9. Well, that was almost hard luck then on Fiji. Just caught in space that Okaflau was trying to run into. Hansen finds Pallavi. She's missed the shot.
Yes, she did. I was surprised with that one because both Fijian defenders were caught on the back foot and they had good access to ball. And getting that pass into Pallavi was really quite nice.
Moaluvu hasn't had much of the luck run her way in this game. Can they convert this opportunity for her? They do. Rasia Vakula just holding on to it. That's going to be the difference. Those little efforts now that we're in that final quarter, Fiji need to step up, ensure that they're controlling the game, treasuring the ball, and they haven't done so there. They've given it straight to Iongi. If the ball's high in the air like that, she's going to have a crack at it. And now Pallavi will finish her efforts.
Ni matahai kai te min ke whāu a toe tau mini te
Cut and drive off that centre pass for Okaflau to get the ball. Veve backs up, gives it to Pallavi. Oh, she's missed the shot. Hansen keeps it inside, just round the back of the post. Pallavi bouncing, pinpoint accuracy with that little pass. And Hansen can't convert either.
Pallavi did well to keep that in with Hansen.
The backing up between these two shooters just shows the connection they have, doesn't it, Margie?
Yeah, and while Pallavi has missed the last few, it's been a bit inconsistent from her. I mean, she has shot 200-odd goals before she came to this game, Bria. I'd be tired too.
Absolutely, you would. Oh, Iongi had eyes for the ball, but it snuck past her into the hands of Luthia. Fiji needs some small wins here. On the transverse line, Caitlin Fisher tries to stick her arm out and grab it.
Nice little fake there from Hansen.
Coming through. Mualovu still trying everything she can. Here she goes. She's rewarded with the rebounds. You've just got to keep trying as a defender.
Seems to be taking a deep breath though, Emma Mualovu, the goalkeeper from Fiji. She limped to the top of the circle after that work effort.
Thea turning, twisting, trying to get rid of Iongi.
Attackers working hard around the top of that circle to try and distract the Tongan defenders and pull them wide. Thea's shot's just not dropping.
Rasia Vakula just putting her body on the line. You could see Violetti giving the Tongan defenders some instruction from the side of the court. And Roalini just pushed Veve in the back. The umpire saw it straight away. Oh, coming through the captain, almost steals the ball back for Fiji. Here we go.
Navui got her hands to that one, the wing defence for Fiji. Great elevation.
We've lost count of the number of times that Fiji have deflected the ball or won it back and then given it straight back to Tonga, unfortunately.
It's that hard work rate for the ball, and then just once you've got it, it's that almost a quarter of a second pause to see where your dress is that you need to offload the pass to. And if you're unbalanced, it just puts so much more pressure on that ball release.
Oh, here's turnover. Oh, what a contest for the ball. These players are fired up. Roalini's happy that it's gone her way. It's a possession call, so no one has to stand beside.
Raulini worked really hard for that one. Very high for a wing attack to come down for that ball.
Oh, just pulled in. You see Vakula. Lucky she's limber and great in the air. Still 8 minutes. Plenty of time for Fiji to come back.
I mean, size-wise, Bridge is the smallest shooter in that circle. Goal defence for Fiji. Mingiri just out of play.
3 seconds ticking. Moravolu. A little deflection.
Fiji transition, she didn't
address
the line. The Tongan throw in.
Supporters are not happy with that.
Rules are rules. Mingiri trying everything at that one to see if she could just take Hanson's eye off that shot.
Roalini to Vothia, who's come way outside where she needs to be to help out. Just working on this right-hand side of the court. Iongi's involved. She's tapped the ball into Tonga's possession. Caitlin Fisher's gone flying after colliding with Okafalau.
And called for the contact.
Very physical out here. And that's fair in my eyes. You happy with that call?
Well, Caitlin Fisher had eyes on ball and she was certainly going from ball. And I mean, we're sitting up here where we're looking at them coming in an eagle eye down, but didn't stop Hanson from having a go and turning that ball over then.
Oh, Kalavi, very careful, tippy-toeing the edge of the court. And this is a message for Fiji. You can't switch off. As soon as you've won back ball or got a penalty, you can't think, oh, we're safe here. You have to keep working and stay alert.
That's right.
Oh, Hanson almost loses it herself. Oh, there we go. What's this call? Oh.
Contact on the ball.
Molovu very unhappy with that call from the umpire.
Hanson just giving her a tap on the back there.
Tonga starting to push away with a comfortable lead. They're out by 10, 55 to 45. We've still got 6 minutes of play.
Koltai Lepo did well to get a little touch on that ball, but she's quick to pick up a little scrap when it goes on the ground. Like, she's all over the top of that circle. It's incredible how quick the Tongan defenders have connected.
That's right, with Iongi not really playing a part in the start of this tournament, for much of this tournament. And transverse line, looking into the goal third. Tonga searching for the post. Hanson's bobbled it. Fiji, clearly their ball. Morlovu just asking the umpire to please set it up. Now there's a hard drive. We've got to go long. Back into Fiji's hands. Very lucky here. Fathia a long way from post. Roalini finds Fisher up top. She's heading towards the circle. 1-2 with Rusea. Vakula.
Really nice shuffle shot in there off a Roalini feed.
And it's the small wins that Fiji have to take here. There was a breaking then from Tonga that went unnoticed. Roalini, 1-2 with Fathia.
It's another caution for wing defence. Offside. We've seen a few of those during the tournament. The wing defenders being cautioned on the circle edge there.
2 from 2 for Rusea Vakula. She's starting to get involved, starting to make sure that her presence is known.
And that's her 5 on the run there in this quarter, final quarter.
Veve almost loses the ball. Fisher really starting to work her out. But the ball still makes it to Pallavi. And she's not going to miss. Knocks it down, takes Tonga to 56. And injury time has been called Rolini coming off the court, and we're going back to our starting wing attack. Narangi.
Bema just got that chase down on that ball again. Navui just having an attempt to ball, but ends up on body on Hansen, gets called for a contact, the wing defence of Fiji.
Stuck for a second phase. Pallavi always presenting herself. On the baseline, a little flick. Tonga can go back to back here. Here she is with front position. Pallavi, oh my goodness, doesn't flinch. Out by 10 again, Tonga. Surely this lead will have them with their hands on the trophy. Fisher running back hard for Fiji. They lose it again, Fiji.
Straight through the legs of Anna Nongu. She's not happy. Sorry, Rusivakula. She wouldn't be happy with that one.
And as you mentioned, Totaialupu straight on the loose ball. And her efforts see Tonga score again, 59-48.
Just a bump off between the captain, the Fiji, goal defence, and Hansen.
Hansen allowed to roam with space. She misses the shot. Fijian captain Ngiri's on the rebound, just settling herself here with the ball. Fiji working it up this inside channel for Thea. A lovely roll off the body to get around Diongi. And Rusia Vakula in front. Fiji still trying to come back. They're going to run out of time though. They're down by 10, 59-49. It's important to push hard until the final whistle.
Here comes the Tongan crowd, just singing home the team. This tournament has just been so important for all of the countries.
Absolutely. And it's been a wonderful show of Pacific Islander culture. We've
100%
also had
it has been.
Singapore involved, but for much of the Pacific countries participating, it's been lovely to see them mingle amongst each other and also celebrate their culture as much as possible this week.
Correct. We've got the World Cup qualifiers in July being hosted in Fiji. Whilst Fiji aren't the winners today, this is certainly going to be an absolute excellent learning experience and an opportunity for them and Tonga and Samoa.
Thea pulling out all the tricks she's got right before the final whistle. Bit of a Gretel Buweta layup there. Here she goes again, mid-range. We know that Fiji...
Thea misses that shot.
Fiji, their strongest quarter is generally the last quarter, so I'm not surprised they're pushing to this final second is done on the clock.
Final whistle. And, I mean, PNG will also be accompanying that World Cup qualifier as well, so they were here. They've also been able to learn incredibly a lot about their own team and the potential. So this tournament has been an absolute success.
Samoa as well?
Yes.
20 seconds is all that remained between Tonga's hands being on the Pacific Australia Sports Netball Trophy. They lead by 9. Fiji's going to take that back to 8.
Ananonga just found Rusivakula lovely under the post there.
A final centre pass for Fiji. What can Thea do? She can't pull it in. Tonga goes wide. They win the first inaugural Pacific Australia Sports Netball Series by 8 goals, 60-57. They're taking that beautiful wooden trophy home. And look at what it means to them.
Absolutely. So intense. It's amazing. I mean, the floor here and it's concrete. It's shaking.
The crowd on their feet, proudly waving their flags, singing along. And you can see the players, some of them have got tears in their eyes. Fiji also a wonderful team at this tournament.
Absolutely.
Very excited to be hosting those Oceania World Cup qualifiers in July. Only a few months and they'll be back on court playing against these teams again.
I'm just so excited that all of the countries have been able to get netball under their belt. They've been able to have their national teams don their dresses, play with pride, get that valued experience that they need to get themselves ready for the qualifying tournaments that are coming up.
Yeah, congratulations on that.
See two Pacific Island teams compete like this and to see all of the countries being able to run through the tournament. Not too many injuries that are quite serious. Hopefully we don't have all those bodies back, all those qualifying matches.
Fiji missing some of their players just due to COVID and travel, and they'll have those players back with them, so they'll be able to strength. Beautiful showing. What they do best, Fiji. Rally, tough. This their debut series, their debut opportunity to represent Tonga or Fiji. So what do you think the lasting memory they're going to take out of this one will be?
For myself personally?
For the team. For the new players that are just debuting in this series.
I think it's about being able to remain focused within the actual game itself and to really concentrate on what your task is, on your role in the team. It can be so easily distracting watching what's happening around you and get caught ball watching. And to learn how to overcome those nerves and to get that experience. Once you step on that court and you get through those first moments and passages of play, when you come off, it does resonate differently as to how you feel the next time you step on court. So it's always that very exciting first moment. You don't easily forget it. For every athlete that's ever had a debut in any sport that they've competed in, I'm sure everyone will remember that first moment, those nerves and the thoughts running through. But I'm sure the athletes that have all made their first debut here have certainly enjoyed their experience here.
And just before we focus on the ceremony that's about to take place, where we'll find out our MVP of this grand final, just give me your lasting memory. I know you were keen to give it to me before.
Probably trying to talk over the crowd with all of the excitement, but I think it's been really quite, as a coach, being able to share in this actual tournament and to watch these extra athletes, the new ones that are coming on, and also the most exciting I think I saw was watching Kimberly Lim take her 95th Test cap. I think international, not Test, but international cap. When you are able to do that at 28 years, I mean, she's a baby. She's got plenty more years of netball in her, and I hope that I am around to be able to see that 100th match for her, because that's so important to be able to see the athletes returning and competing and sharing their experience and still in the sport after so many games.
We can see Hualita Vervi, the captain of Tonga, just branded in so much of the decorations around her neck. And the ceremony looks like it's very shortly about to start. You can see the tears flowing, how much it means to these players. It really is such a special opportunity.
Definitely. The fact that they've been able to do this, and we've said it before, their family is here in the crowd. I think win or lose, that you're playing in your country's dress, you're playing with pride, and you're doing it with your family on every single ball and pass. Sometimes it's not about that loss. It's about the celebration of the sport, and the support around you.
All right, well, the ceremony's starting now, so we're going to head down to Cider Court and let Nikita Savula do all the talking.
All right, we're just about ready. All the traditions happening, it's great to see. Good afternoon and welcome to the presentations for the inaugural Pacific Gulf Sports Netball Series. Firstly, we would like to acknowledge that we stand on the traditional land of the Dharawal people. We pay our respect to elders past and present and emerging and to their culture and continue to work towards reconciliation and justice. What an exciting week of netball it has been here at Netball Central. I've obviously been here for every game. I hope you guys have managed to get along because we've had 6 days, 5 teams, 60 athletes and 11 games of netball this week. So let's give a round of applause for the Pacific Gulf Sports Netball Series. We've witnessed passion, courage, professionalism. Just remember these girls aren't even professional athletes. We've had great success through many talented athletes, coaches, umpires and officials. Such great competitions like these aren't possible without a huge input from our workforce and officials. So can everyone please give us a round of applause for the coaches, team managers, event organisers, our umpiring team, our bench officials as well. Thank you everyone for your efforts and time this week. We are really appreciative. And also, I've loved it throughout the week. A big, massive thank you to you, the crowd, for coming along and supporting your teams. If you haven't managed to get here or you've been watching on the live stream, I'll just give you a quick rundown. Pacific Gulf Sports Netball Series has 4 teams: Tonga, Fiji, Samoa, Papua New Guinea, and we've been so lucky to have our sisters from Singapore as invitees as well. So we've got we've got Samoan representatives, we've got Team Singapore, and we've got Papua New Guinea here as well. They've all played fantastic this week, and thank you for joining us. We've seen so much talent on and off the court, and we just wish all of our teams and their athletes all the best in the future endeavours. It's a big year for netball for these teams, and we look forward to seeing what you can produce further on the court. Presenting the medals to our teams today will be the CEO of Netball Australia, Kelly Ryan, and the Executive General Manager of Strategic Projects, Government and Community, Glenn Turner. We'll start off with the tournament's Most Valuable Player presentation. The Most Valuable Player Award recognises a player from the tournament displaying exceptional talent throughout the series. There's actually 2 for this series, as they couldn't be separated. If you've been watching, it might come as no surprise. It is my absolute pleasure to welcome the dual MVPs of the series from the winning team Tonga, Captain Halita Veve and I said there was 2. The second most valuable player, they're equal, we couldn't split them, is goal shooter Unique Pallavi. All right, Halita and Unique, can we just grab you in front of the banners and we'll grab a photo? Unique, don't run away. Keep those moves happening. Up to the banners, we'll get a photo. They've been absolute superstars in what is a very, very strong Tongan team. All right, as we finish up those photos, we will move into the runners-up medals. Thank you, ladies. That's our tournament MVPs, Halita Veve and Unique Pallavi. As I said, we'll move into the runner-up presentation. Please welcome the Fiji Pearls, led by their captain, Alisi Nangiri. This wasn't part of the script, but let me just quickly read out their names. We've had Captain Alisi Nangiri, Matila Vothea, Meliana Rusivakula, Anna Nayunge, Caitlin Fisher, Atetha Kasanevalu, Emma Mualuvu, Unaisi Rauluni, Jemima Vakathengu, Avelina Navue, Seriana Marangi, and a shout out, she's on one leg, Vaiti Wangatambu. Coached by Una Rakora, manager Lucy Rakora, physiotherapist Lisa Pryor, and team official Dana Wiedenhofer. That is our runners-up for the series, the Fiji Pearls. They went down, I think it was 12 goals in the round match to Tonga, so it was a big improvement, only down by 8 goals in that grand final. Carrying a few injuries and things is always tricky. But no doubt we'll see the might of Fiji back at the World Cup qualifiers in Fiji, or the Oceania qualifiers for the World Cup in Fiji in July. Yeah, let's hear it one last time for Fiji! Vanakavakalevu, ladies. We move into the grand final MVP. The Most Valuable Player Award recognises the one player from that 60 minutes displaying exceptional talent. The Pacific Gulf Sports Netball Series Grand Final Most Valuable Player. She's a superstar. We're going to just be so lucky to watch her over the next 10 or 15 years. It is goal shooter, Unique Pallavi. She's so awesome to watch in that goal circle. What a tournament she's had. So she's taken home the win with Team Tonga. She's taken home a tournament most valuable player and also the grand final most valuable player. What a tournament. Okay. Next time she heads back to Tonga, it's going to go a bit nuts. All right. We move into the winning team presentations. Finally, I would like to welcome the Pacific Gulf Sports Netball Series champions to come forward to collect their medals. It is Team Tonga. They have been superbly led by their captain and centre, Halida Veve. Next up, Peti Telanoa, Lucia Faunuku, Luana Akafalau, Anna Kailahi, Grace Farrelly, Valu Totai Aleppo, Renee Violetti, Unique Pallavi, Beyonce Pallavi. It was amazing to see two sisters on the court earlier in the tournament. Goal attack, Marie Hansen. And she made it on the court this afternoon, Claire Iongi. Led by coach Jacques Pori Makia Simpson, assistant coach Joanne Morgan, manager Kerry-Ann Farrelly, primary care Tiana Mosca, and physiotherapist Van Ewan. Totally straight from the script there, going through the team list, but I think it's really important that we honour everyone in the team. I'd like to invite the captain, Halida Veve, to come forward to say a few words.
On behalf of the girls in Team Tonga, we want to thank first and foremost our Heavenly Father for allowing us to be here together to showcase our talent and to be surrounded with love and support from our people. We'd like to thank Netball Australia for giving us the opportunity to actually be here, for us to be able to play in front of our families and our friends, and for us to be able to be home. We are truly grateful and beyond blessed to be able to be given this opportunity, and we love you all so much. Ofatu, and I hope you all get home safe.
Yeah, just a huge thank you, shout out to Fiji for an awesome game. It wasn't easy. A massive shout out to Tonga Netball Association, Salote behind the scenes, did so much for us to get here, to be here, messaged us every day, so huge shout out to Salote. Yeah, huge shout out to our family. Couldn't have done it without you guys. And to the girls, what a team, man. We only met a few days ago, but here we are with our gold medal. So a huge thank you. Couldn't have done it without you girls. So yeah, thank you everyone. Thank you Netball Australia, all our sponsors. Thank you.
Thank you, Petty and Halita. I'd now like to welcome the CEO of Netball Australia, Kelly Ryan, to say a few words.
Thank you, everybody. Wow, that was amazing. What a phenomenal game to end what has been an incredible week and a phenomenal series. Thank you very much and congratulations to Fiji. I have no doubt you've done your country incredibly proud this week and this game in particular, so well done. And a very big congratulations to Tonga. Again, you will have done your homeland incredibly proud. All the troubles that they've been through in the last few months, and this hopefully provides a bit of light for everybody back home. I'd like to thank you and congratulate all the teams that participated over the last week. There's been some exceptional plays, tight games and incredible camaraderie on the court. This has exemplified our theme for the week, which has been one court, one family. And I know that we've had people all over the world tuning into these games, which speaks volumes for how connected we all are. Of course, this series, the Pacific Oz Sports Netball Series, couldn't have been possible without the support of the Australian Government through the Pacific Oz Sports program. I want to thank the umpires, the match officials and everyone behind the scenes from Netball Australia for your tireless effort to pull this event together as well. So thank you. Lastly, but not least, I want to thank the crowd. You guys are amazing. And we are already planning for the next event and I cannot wait to see you all when we plan that one. So thank you and enjoy your time. Bye.
All right, we're nearly finished, but there's a beautiful Pacifica Netball Woman trophy waiting to be collected. So I now invite team captain Halita Veve to come forward and accept the Pacific Oz Sports Netball Series Champions Trophy from Kelly on behalf of the team.
It's really heavy.
All right, let's hear it one last time for Tonga! As I said earlier, it is going to be a big year. In July, the 4 Pacific Oz Sports Netball Series teams from the Pacific Islands will head to Fiji in July for the Oceania Netball World Cup qualifiers. The top 2 teams from that series will compete at the Netball World Cup in 2023 in South Africa. So it's a big year. All these 4 teams want to qualify, and also Singapore will be qualifying through the Asian region, so it's a huge year for netball. Before we head off, I would again like to commend all those involved in the operations of this tournament and also congratulate all the athletes and team members involved in making this week so successful, both here in Australia and over in the islands. Before we go, please just be mindful that there are other sports on other courts. Please don't exit through exit doors that aren't marked.
Well, what a wonderful end to what has been an amazing week. Margie Parr, thank you for joining us in expert commentary.
Congratulations, Tonga. Lama lele ia tau wa inga koe koe netball ko ni ne mai ia e Netball Australia Television. Pe ia taim te tau pe ko e mau e Tonga ai me tari ko la whiau hi netball ko ni ne whahoko ia i sene Australia. Hoi mwe ka inga te tau hoko toi pe ki he e tau polo kalama hoko. Aia koe polokalama ia o malu I putu ko le whamore atu pe ko hi ko ki I tō muisi I ai polokalama ko ni koe ka tō muisi ka koe tō mui lahi. Ka neongo ia tūkuma ke tau hoko tai pe ki polokalama ko ia pea mo ane pasina. Ko le whamore atu pe o kui kai ke ki mo ui mai ke tuku mo ke atu pe tau ki fo i tuaki o skoi ape tau wakai ki ai. Spring is here and summer is just around the corner. So be social, be boosted. CDC recommends boosters for everyone who's vaccinated and age 12 or older. A booster adds an extra layer of confidence to your social life. Over time, vaccines may become less effective at preventing COVID. Boosters reduce your chances of getting COVID and can double your protection against being hospitalized if you do get it. Need more information? Talk to a health worker. Paid by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. Io wake tal fulau ta ta mi o se mi te tolu pe me he hiva pe mi San Francisco, California malo mo ta to mau. Ai ho ai fia fiko ni ka ko fia fi falaite a ho ho no fu ma valo. Malu I mo ui pe ko malu I putu tau ma wa ki pe ai malu I putu pe e fa hoko atu ia e ane pasina tau ke taitari eni ke ki ane pasina ke mau mai ki fa hoko e tau polkalama ka hange ka te au ko e tau lea pe ki ono hingoa mo ene asi mai ane ku taitari le ki ko e ki e tau polkalama o e fiafini ka ko e mau inga ko ia ai mateu teu pe kai ke te mana wahe o hange ko e lea o kutuku mai e he i hotua. Ko ia ane tuku a te whainga mari e koe nika koe ke whahoko e tau ki pōpō tara noa whekau aki pea moe malu I putu hoi moe ka inga lava peke ke whehui lava peke ke tāmai ke whika telefoni ono ni manoa ua hiwa whaiwa tau noa hiwa pe ko tamai ke ono ni manoa valu tol fa fit fitu ki ane e osi pe ko ia ai polo kalama tohi e ko ene fika telefoni ka ke tok ta ki ai ka tuk ma fanga mari e maane malo
malo pito Emily kai pe he foki ki he painga he to lava ke hu mai he fiafini o fai hava he mo polo kalama ko ia ko wanga maheni pe o kutua ki atu I wake tali folau I taimi ko tope o ko lau en ko tāpua ki folo e puli e melie lahi pe lahi mea me whai ke mo ua kai kehe o ku whamaloen ke e meli po sioni he ki lawa pe o whakahoko atu e mau ngai te piko ia o ki ai e ki mea na o whakaukau ki ai e meli ki mo apea ta toke hoko o ka pau e sai pe ke o hanga tuku atu e ki fo I filimi. Taimi lahi foki o mau whakatala noa pe e mau tolu e ka o agent tonga ai hanga koe e mau ngā we mo e hanga koe o I kau taha. Kai tuku pe mo ke o hanga o tuku atu ke mo whanonga kotoa mai ai taha ai ngahi commercial pa koe ngai whaari ari whika ulaki koe o hanga I he mau kau taha o tuku atu I he TV. Pea koutui e ai ngahi mea fo te mo whanongo ai. Pea koe ni osko ia te tau ke lawa pe e meli o whakaiki. Pea moe mea na e hoko I he wike ua koe ku osi o kou fie vahe ki mua pa tau toki osi ko ia ki he fiafini e sai pe e meli.
Ia whao pita.
Ok. Ka pau te ke...
Kona ko osi tuku at koe ke co-host.
Yeah. Ok. Pea ofa pe e aloa tuen e sia angeia I he e tau polo kalama koe whakamui mui na e sai. Okay. tuku ki bypass o screen ko ni. Ko le atu pe ke mo ki I wakai mai ke ki fo I filini ko ni. E hanga I ki fo I filini ko ni o fo matala I hinga e eneli o kuki make he ai ko ai kautah ko ni e.
Ko
ia. O ko miniti pe e nima.
Lots of life insurance plans exist, but only final expense insurance is specifically designed to cover end-of-life expenses, such as funeral costs, medical bills, and other debts left behind. Commonly known as burial insurance or funeral insurance, final expense life insurance is popular because of its affordable price, smaller coverage amounts, and easy qualification. When someone buys a final expense plan, they're giving their loved ones a way to pay for the many bills they'll leave behind.
When they buy a final expense or life insurance policy, the clients we have, normally that's the only resources they have to bury their loved one. The reality of it is, especially in the middle income to lower income markets, you know, the cost of dying is ridiculous. I mean, the cost of long-term health care, the cost of prescription drugs, the cost of hospital stays. Normally, most people go through all their resources going through the dying process. So all they have left is that small life insurance policy to pay for all those funeral bills.
Families are often unaware of how expensive a funeral can be. The National Funeral Directors Association estimates the average funeral can cost $9,000 or more. With no way to pay for these expenses out of pocket, loved ones are often left with a financial burden during a time of intense grief.
I don't care if you have a $100,000 group life insurance policy or you have a $100,000 individual policy. Those large policies aren't going to be available to pay out at the time of their death instantly. You know, they aren't built for that. They may be paid out months later. People need to have cash available at the time of the death to pay for all these expenses. And I never fault the funeral director wanting their money up front. They have no recourse to get it in the future. So I don't have any problem with that, but the consumer has to realize they have to have $10,000 set aside to pay for all those expenses. And I don't care what social economic level you're on, many times coming up with that kind of cash instantly is not necessarily that easy.
Final expense insurance can help ease the financial burden many families experience when paying for their loved one's funeral costs. In addition to providing a cash benefit, some final expense plans, like Funeral Advantage, allow a person's final wishes to be planned in advance, removing stress and confusion for those in charge of making arrangements.
It allows you to pretty much pre-plan everything out while you're alive, letting you to be in control. And when that time comes, you don't have to worry about your family fighting over mama wanted this, mama wanted that, and splitting up your family because of a decision that you made ahead of time, and allowing it to be taken care of so they're not passing a hat. I mean, it's a product that everybody needs, whether you're rich or poor. I mean, think about a two-income retired person who has plenty of money. I mean, you think about that type person, when somebody dies, when one of them dies, the husband or the wife passes away, there's one income that is going to be gone. You still have the same bills, but you've got one income now. And they have a choice. They can either use the nest egg that they have saved to pay for their funeral, or they could use this final expense plan that Lincoln Heritage has to offer with the Funeral Advantage. Let that take care of it and use that nest egg to get used to their new income that they're going to be losing. It's important that everybody needs.
Families are relieved when they find out that their mom, their dad, their loved one took the time and the finances in the effort to plan and fund their funeral arrangements. It is a very difficult time in someone's life, and to know that they can worry about the grieving process and not so much the planning and the business side of dying is a great relief.
Sai ko tui pe emeli o ku hanga heki whakari ko ni o whakawhai ke hei ai Lincolni me ukau taha ke he. I he konga ulaki whoki na lawe ai ki he anga ko ia oi totongi. Pea ko tui pe mea ni ko o ku tau mahu inga ulaki a koe ki tau tolu. He koe tau whiema o koe ha mea koe whatata pe ka tau o ki whare koloa o tau whiema o ha mea. Ko pau ki tau totongi e pe tau o mai lewa mea koe ia ki tau api. Ko pau pe ki tau totongi ai mea koe ia pe tau toki mau. Koe Lincolni o ke. O kai ki pehea ki ke totongi e koe hopa anga tau pehe ku ke whakatau hau insiwa tola ua mano. O kai ki pehe ko pau ke totongi e koe ua mano ke Lincolni pe tok o mai ho ua mano. Koe ta momeniti pe koia e kamata ai ho totongi koia ho insiwa ta ka hoko hamate e o atu ai ua mano ia ki a koe. O ka pau ulaki na ke kualafai ki polo kalama koia pe a kohono ua koe osi koe hoa e ata wewa o maulawa o tukuangi atu ai paanga koia e hoa uafa ke hoa whawal. O ku ikai bege te aha kau tahaya o ku nau totongi o hangi koe Lincolni. Koe kongai taha o whaiditio koe nina nau lawi ki ai te kau aki mo ki polo kalama o na ui koe Funeral Consumer Society. O koe winga e ku lawi ki ai he taimi lahi o ki kai ke tauhanga o whakaaonga i ai kulupu koe nipe koe benefiti koe ni o kumau o atu. Mana tu i whoki ka pau te tau toi whoki ke kamata. Koe taimi koe e whakafono aho insiwa, alo atu ai agent mo whakafono, talangi ki aho ngai whie mau, kamata lewa aho insiwa, totongi whakamahina ai ngai paanga koea. Koe taimi koe hoko mai koe mate, ko telefoni pe ka nau tolu, pea nau toki talatu lewa ai ngai whie mau koe o nau o mai ki aki mau tolu. Mea mau tolu ki a nau tolu. Koe Lincolni, koe taimi koea o hoko aha mate, koe taimi koe o mau telefoni mai ai. Kai ke ngata pe he mau whakahoko atu a mea tatau mo ngai kau taha ke he, kau kia lewa e mau kulupu a mau tolu, pe koe mau departmeni te nau ngā ue whakataha mo koe. I hono kumi ai whare mate, i hono kumi ai malae, i hono kumi ai ngai mea koe o kuke loto ke nau whakahoko, pea nau toki talatu pe ke a koe emeli, koe whare mate o leleang whare mate koe ni pea maa angea. Emeli o sayang e kautaha koe, he kautaha koe. Koe ngai konga lalai ben o kouto o at ke whakawhai ke hei koea, koe ngai kautaha insiwa. Koe insiwa fo ke hange na lawi ke ki filimi. Koe mea nia o tonu ke te tangutu hifo kita, ka pau koe whae mo i tamai, tau tangutu hifo o whakakaukau i mo palani whakarelei. Sai kai hoko mai hata aho. He kua pau ke hoko mai aho ia koe ia. Koe halewa ha mea e whakahoko e ako ia. Koe ai ha mea ki totongi aki. Tō lahi a tau tolu e meri o si ai pe e tau ngai insiwa la lahi. Pea whakaofa ofa pe ia hena e lawi ki ai e toko taha koe ni. Ka koe kilu, lau kilu koe e ua pe mano, pe miliona. E toki ha uia i hono taimi ke tokan ke whakalaka kato aki. Ai whatongia koea o whamiri, pe koe hoko atu e nā wāko, pe koe totongi e ofo, pei ofo nau api. Ka koe whai taimi koe o e mate, koe taimi a koe o ku hūtonu mai ai silini koe ni ai insiwa Lincolni, he kulawa ia ke mau i o whamiri i e whai hoa ua wha ke hoa whaabaro. Kai ke ngatai hange ka kulawa ane nai, o ki ai lewa e mau departmeni, o ku mou ngā ue whakataha manau tō. Ka pau te mauloto pe mautolu, ke mau whai pe e mautolu e ngai ngā ue koia, o kumi ngai mea koe of ka ko whaatalangi mau pe tuku ke whai he kau taha koe ni pe koe kulu koe ni he ko nā wanga nā tolu ki ai te nā wanga nā tolu ke alea i oi ngai polo kalama ma te nā wanga ka no alea i ngai mea koe ki he mala ke whakapapau i oku ikai ke nau hanga o charge kita ki ha mea oku ikai ke tonu ke charge kita koe konga koe i hono I'm koe ki whai video koe ni nā nau lawe ai kau ke konga koe ni whakaosi ai nonga koe mai whi maari o lawa ke tau mau e taimi ko tau whakatau ai koe ni ai inchiwa ko tui mahal na kofu wawe e kulele e whamatala ako ka nau whaamu pe ke to o mai e ki whai filimi koe ni pe ki whai video koe ni ko tui e ki aske hea tuai e mawanga koe ni e mautua ke ai kau taha e meri o ku iai ha o tāna ki mai ki heni pe teo kau toki hoko atu
Koia e ane ko tui koe mea mahu inga taha aku o tau whatokanga hange koe lawe koia ana ke lawe koe ki ai koe ngahi malu i kanga maheni ko tui pite tau pehe koe ngahi malu i ne tawanga maheni malu i mo ui tawanga maheni ki ai e toki toho ai mano mo e kilu pe miliona ate ni o kuia e taimlahi o kuia e taimeni o ku tuai hono mau o kai ke lava ke mau pe he aho koia ka ta ko tu ia ko ta ia foi fai ke he mau inga o ke oha ke o ku to va veang a hono mau e malu i ko ni ke lava ke ai pe te dana ke pe ke ai ane ke lava ang e mua o to fakai ki ange o fekau aki pe mo malava e he malu i ko ni e Lincoln o totongi o kapau ai whakamore o kapau o ko mate au i Salt Lake City pe a whia mau ke whakafok mai au ki hen pe o ko mate au i Tonga pe a whia mau ke whakafok mai au ki hen e lava nai ki lave ki ta whaki ko ia ko tui ko tok whakatoka ngā i eni i he wike kua o si ai mamafa o e whi ave aki ko ia o e pekia o pe ko whaha ere pekia me ha feitu ki ha feitu pia ko mea ko fa amai ke to o mai ange foi ta faki ko ia ki hotau kainga malo ane
malo ko ta haya o ngai polo kalama ko ia o Lincoln Heritage o kulmau kava ai ngai benefiti pero ko ngai fenga mari make o ki kai ngata pe i he taimi ko malo lo to ta ko ia o penia ulagi ka pauleva o sign up ko ia tau pe ko sign up ke tamano ka ke mate ko uhinga ko puke pe ko natural cost o totonge pe he ka taha e tahamano ka pauleva ko mate ko extend o ku liunga o le vaia o ka pau ko ha extend hange ko ni ko kona pe ko ha to pe ka pauleva ki ha extend ko ha heka ia melele pe ko ha moving violation o ku liunga tolu le vaia whakataha pe me pena fiti ko ia ka pau o ku ke malolo ia feitu o ku mama o aki me ho home base pe ko no fo anga aki mai le wangeau e lava he kautaha o totongi whakafoki atu ki a koe ai tolu wafi pe toi lahiang ti peni i he ho whakatau koe a ho unit ke exiteni koe foi tolu wafi koe a e meri pe he kono o mai koe stino me tau pe he ko Hawaii ka ko nofo ela kono whakafolau mai koe pe kia mana tu e koe whakafolau mai a ko ia ko kita pe ia o te totongi he unau hanga nau tolo o tānaki mai ia ke whale mate aia ka mate hataha ia whetu ke ulaki ko whale mate ko ia o whetu te malo lo ai tau peo ke mate whoki Hawaii ko whale mate ko i Hawaii te nau whai hono aleai hono whakafolau mai ho sino ki Sen Puluno ko fo i totongi ko ia hono whakaheka ko o pekia ke bakapuna o a umai ki whale mate ko ia i Sen Puluno ko fo i silinia ko o ko uhinga ki ai ka pau leva tau pehe o ku totongi tola e wafe fitungeau hono foi o mai ko ia o pekia ko wafe fitungeau ko ia e whakafoki atu e he Lincoln ko nau tokonia ka no whakafoki mai sino ki home base ko foi wafe fitungeau ko ia o kai ke kau ia e paanga koe na malu ia toko taha koe ia. E kei totongi ka kato pe ai taha mano ia pe koe wamano pe koe hae lahi koe ia ho silini. Kai ke koe foi e koe anga koe polokama koe ia ke te mate ia hoko maha malolo o ku te mama o aki mi api ai maile e wangi au. Ka oku mama fa au pito. Oku mama fa au pito hono o mai ai hono arrange koe ke o mai hape kia mea feitu kia feitu. Tau te fito o ka pau ka feitu o toi mama oang. Ka pau ka feitu ko Hawaii ko tau pehepe o wau ki Tonga. Pea ko os lahi ngahi mate pe koe ngahi pe kia ko os o mai e mautolu me Tonga ki hen pea reimburse ki nautolu. Te o kutari nai ho fehu ia e meli.
Io whakawhawhane e lawa ke o mai ai peki example ko ia e mate ko i Tonga. Fe mate i Amerikani pa fie mao ke ave ki Tonga.
Ia. Ko e mate ko e heni pea ave ka pau ko malolo au i Amerikani pea ave ko i ki Tonga. O ku ikai ke kawa ai polokalama ia ko ia hai. Tuku kehe o ka pau na ke tuu koe ho application ni o ku ke nofo ko i Tonga. Ko ki foi konga ia koe ke mo wakai ki ai. Mana tu i koe tau whawhono koe tau application o tau nofo i Amerikani. Kana o si ai foi case pe e taha. Pea na e nanautari. He koe uhinga na koe toko taha ia koe ni pa na e lawa familia o mai kotoa u paperwork ke whakahake kau taha. Na e nofo toko taha koe ni home base ia San Mateo. Ale toko taha koe ni o retire o mate i Tonga. Pena o mai kotoa pe u pepa mo u prove koe toko taha ia koe ni koe ne fokia ana ki api o retire ai. Pena kei kawa pe he Lincolnia ai foi cost ko ia. Koe me foki tau mana tui he kai ke hanga he kau taha inchua ia o fu whakawhekiki. Lahi ha mea o ka pau te tau lava pe o prove ai ngahi mea koe ni. Pena lava foi keisia koe ia o totongo. Kono o mai koe i taimi ko ia, kono o mai koe ai sino o whawholau mai ki Amerikanina i he whaafe tupu. O ki kai keu ilo i ki he taimimi pe o whihaia. Ka oku mamafa. Aia koe foi whaafe tupu ko ia, toi tānaki mai ia ke whale mate, oku ne handle koe o i case ko ia i he ni. Oku na lawe ki video ia, oku a o mahalpe ko video ke hena o hinki ai. Ka koe putu whakamui na mau handle he ni na e wamano tupu. Wa ai ka kange kaumana e wamano wafe. Aia koe whale mate mo i malae. Koe malae whuketai ni mo o stahamano pe ia. Ai malae. E pa koe whale mate o kutoi olunga pe moia. Pe au tipeni lahi ia i he puha mate. Ka uki ai ngai whaunga ia. E lawa pe o mao e puha mate ia maange. I e puha mate ko ia o ku hanga he whale mate o tuku mai ki a kita. O kuto iaha o whihu i Emily.
Ko tui ko o si tali lele tu ke ka pau ga motol ko e ka mamata. Fa toka nga iange o kulava peke ke tamai ki ono ni manoa o hiwa whaiva tau noa hiwa. O mai ha o whihu i peko tuk mai peko he Facebook a koe na o ku ko wakai atu peka motolu o gai ki whihu i koe ni pea mea mori vahe. Ane ka taki ko ki whihu i nai osme mi paho mau ki i family i he insua. Pea nai hoko ki whainga tāmaki. Pea nai i kai ke toi lava e mau peimeni ka oku toi fie mau ke mau toi hoko atu e mau insua. Ko oku ki whihu i te toi whafonu fo ope e mea whakapepa ko e hae whaunga koia ke hoko atu ai insua ko ia whakamore.
Sai, mahalo opito. Hono tuku mai whihu i ko ia pa koe whihu hi mau inga. Sai koe ulu haki ka pau koe insua ko os ova he tau i taha. Os ova he tau i taha me taimi ko ia na i leps ai. Pe koe taimi ko ia na i osi ai. Ai taimi ko tuku mai ke mototongi ai. Ka pau oku na os ova he tau i taha koe toi whakafonu fo ope. Ka pau o te ki ai ke a o tau taha. Tau pehe koe mahina pene tolu. Pe ono ai leps ko ia ho insua. O kuia e whaunga o kumaulawa whakafoki aki pe ke polo si ko ia. Ai a ku polo kalama o kui ko redate mo reinstate. Pa koe whaunga ko ni o kuua. Ko redate Ka pau koe tuunga koe ho health pe ko mo uilele o ki kai ke toi liliu na kai ke toi liliu ia o ku ke suka pe o ke follow pe foi akau tatau e redate leva ho policy a au o ke foki aki foi totong pe foi mahina taha pe ke foki leva ke kau taha ka nau hanga leva e nau tolu o unua ki i mai ka pau tau pe he na ke hu i sanuari wa fe ua noa te nau hanga lewa e nau tolo unua ki mai ki mui ka pau ke foi mahina e ono na ke lepsa ki te nau hanga lewa unua ki mai o asi lewa e na ke toki hu koi ke inchiwa i sune aya ko foi mahina e ono koi na ke tai totongi ka nau ka ke totongi pe ai foi mahina e ta koi fonga e ta koi fonga lewa hono wa ka pau o na iai haliliu pe na ke osfra au nga i koi foi benefit koi redate koi reinstatement. Koi reinstatement leva ka pau na te behind aka fo imahina i tolu ko pau ke te totongi kotoa e kita ai fo imahina i tolu ko ia pe te toi whakafone ki form o eke ai fo i akau o eke ai pe na te whare mahaki ai ki form ko ia ka pau leva o ikai ai ngahitari ko ia te nau ki lava pe o reinstate kita ka pau leva o iyo hafo itari ai taimengi ihi o itinai leva kita. Ka koe foi fai ke ka pau os ova he tau etaha kondo toi whakafo ope. Ka pau o ku i teike a o tau etaha. Pea tatau te fito o ka pau e meri koe te peimeni. Ka pau koe te peimeni na i tola e tau pehena i tola e walu noa. E me sayang e pea hano toi kamata ko inga he ka pau na ke leps koe fo imahina e ono koe ono ia e walu noa te ke totongi e koe fo imahina koe ai ono. Pea ka tuku kehe o ka pau na ke osi insure pe koe ia fuoloa i loto a taimi lahi koe mea mo whaasio ke ka pau na osi ata ue nima pe ono osi ai ho fo ipaanga ia au investe kautaha. Pea lepso insure tau pehe te ke au tau ita. O benefit leleange ke whainga ke reinstate ko inga koe fo ipaanga koe na osi investe kautaha. Ka mahalo koe no taha pe uki i mahalo kai ke fu mahino e wanga e whamatala ko tui koe whaingo fo taha pe whetu taki mai kau. Whetu taki mai kau te tau lava pe o tio ko ho polosi te lava pe o pulo e whaile o ka pau koe whaile e linkoni pe tau sio leva pe ko whea ngai option koe e sai koe kia koe. Ke tawhaaki koe ka oku lava whakafoki ke insure policy ulaki pe ko e te toi totongi pe ha te policy for all o ka pau o ku fu mamafa hono totongi ko ia ke te toi reinstate.
Malo pito ane whamanatu pe ki a moli ko whika telefoni e na ane ono ni manoa walu tol wha fitu to e tāpe ki ai ko inga ke mo to e whepotala noa aki whikau aki mo whehu i kei a tāpe whehu i lo tonga ko ia a e tala noa au tau whahoko whatoka ngā eange ko e whaunga tuku mai he Facebook pe ko tā mai ke whika telefoni ono ni manoa ua hiwa whaiwa tau noa hiwa lo tonga polokarama pe ko ho tohi i lelei pe e ko e whika telefoni ane ono ni manoa walu tol wha fitu tok tā ke o se polokarama malo ane
E meri tuku mo ke o ate ki wahe koe ni na ai ke I'll go through he PowerPoint ka nai ko ki mea ni na e hoko ko mea e ua pa ko whie wahe ia he ki au o mau inga na iai ha claim pe ko ha putu na e whakahoko mai ki au o ki kai ko weekend ni ko ni wiki tau pe weekend e ua ko osi pia na o kole ke toko taha ko ni ka mea pango kai ke loto ke hu mai ki loto ke wa ke tari folau kana lot fe mari pe ke fai pe vahe ko e to taha ko ni na i amerikani pe na e foki a kitonga pe ko na alpo eva pa ko nga ko lockdown na e si malo loai kana o sai pe ne insua ko pe mana ta we fa